What's happening, guys? I got asked recently if I had seen the new Shapton Rockstar series sharpening stones, and excuse a halo light, trying to get it out of view here. I had not until this was brought to my attention recently. So I ordered a set from Japan. Doesn't look like anybody here in the States has them in stock yet. Got the 500, 1K, 2K, and 5K. They are solid stones like the Shapton Pro. Say Rockstar on the back, give you your grit. They also have the grit lined up here on the side. They feel, well, I can't account for all of them, but this one in particular feels kind of like the Shapton glass. I haven't done a lot of research on them. I believe I read something about they're supposed to sharpen high carbide steels better than what's out by Shapton currently on the market. Don't know for certain. I'm fixing to test them out and see what they can do. I got two knives. I'm going to start. I've got a 20 CV Benchmade Bugout, and then I've got a Spyderco K390. I'm going to start with the Spyderco and see if it sharpens. I'm not sure, again, if these stones can handle this type of steel, but we're about to find out. I assume they're splash and go. As you can see, water just beads up on them. Very reminiscent of the Shapton glass when you first get them. If you ever have that problem, you see how the water's kind of pooling up in certain spots. You take just a drop of dish soap, put it on the stone, and that will prevent it from pooling up, and it will actually cover the whole stone. So first things first, I'm gonna dull the knife. This is my very first use. Haven't tried these stones out yet. I have no idea how they behave, what they're like. I'm just making 100% assumptions on the way they feel and the way they look. Let's see what we get. I have not conditioned or flattened these. These are fresh out of the box. Definitely getting steel removal, as you can tell by the black marks in the slurry here. I would say the stone definitely needs to be conditioned. I'm not sure if it's just because it's K390, but it does feel a little slick to me. Shapton glass feels that way too. Let me try the 20 CV, see if it's got any more aggression. The 20 CV has more aggression across the stone. I assume that's because the K390 is just a higher carbide. So we're going to go ahead and finish up with the 20 CV in that case. I'll test it out some more on my own and see how far I can take K390 on them. But that initial run just now, they were definitely feeling slick. I was getting steel removal, but it could have been just a burnishing effect. Initial impression, feels just like Shapton glass, at least the 500 so far. If you've ever used a Shapton glass stone, that's exactly what it feels like. I need to get my Shapton glass out and compare the size. I think this is a little thicker, so I know a lot of guys want thicker stones for their Shapton glass. This might be the answer right here. For me personally, I think Shapton glass is a little soulless. And I don't care what they say. I don't think they cut modern stainless steels as good as they claim. Actually, Connie just brought me the Shapton glass 500. So there's your size comparison. It's definitely thicker for those who are looking to get thicker glass stones. Instead of having two stones glued together, you got one continuous homogeneous stone here. And I'm just going to keep sharpening on the same side. Swarf wipes away very cleanly. I don't see any slurry really developing other than just the swarf, a metal shaving. There is a little stone mixed in there, but not much, so it's not super friable. Like the 500 glass, it's pretty hard. Show you this packaging real quick. We're going to the 1K stone. Comes in this cardboard box, which also has a cardboard box inside of it. And there's the stone. Again, like the Shapton glass, the water just beads across it. So I'm going to take just a drop of dish soap. So my water stays in one place. I don't know if you heard that really nasty scraping. That was the burr. This is the 4000 grit. Very smooth. Honestly, guys, I think these are pretty much just rebranded, thicker Shapton glass stones. That's exactly what they feel like and look like. They're just thicker, rebranded. Who knows, maybe they did change the formula. Maybe they do work against some stainless steels a little better, but it didn't seem to be doing too much for K390. I was getting a very glazed feeling. That choil is going to be a problem. Getting pretty nice polish already on the 4K. Compared to the 1K, which isn't bad in its own, but it's definitely brighter. Just like Shapton glass, these stones scream at you when your angle is off. I'm sure you've heard me go over angle multiple times, and they do let you know it. This is going to be the final stone for the 8000 grit. Doesn't tell you the micron rating on these like the glass. At least not that I've seen. It may say it on the side. I didn't study it too hard. Again, I didn't do a whole lot of research on these. I was just asked about them, ordered them, and jumped right into them. So here we are. I believe the 8K is getting close to 1 micron though. As you can see on the stone, very little swarf. That's for 2 reasons. 1, stone is very, very fine, so it's doing very little cutting. And 2, this is 20 CV. Again, I don't think Shapton glass cuts modern stainless steels quite as well as they claim. If I were truly trying to get as good an edge as I can off 20 CV and I was using water stones, I would use Shapton Pro, not Shapton glass. Alright, we're going to do a quick 3-cut test straight off the stone, no stropping. Looks like my thread's kind of cockeyed here, but we're going to run with it. 135. $123. Final test. $49. Just gonna do a quick strop. This is just white compound. And we are going to retest. It's 140. $107. $117. And because I got a 140 on that first test, which seems like a fluke, 140 or whatever, I am going to do one more test just to try to average it out and make sure it wasn't something I did on my part. $118. Final tally came out to 135.6 on my best tester before stropping. After stropping, it came out to 120. That's adding the 140 test. If you disregard that and just do the 3 tests that were close to 100 to 120, the average came out to 114. I'm going to stick with that 140 because the results are what they are, and I just did a 4th one to average it all out. We're going to finally tell you about these stones. They're pretty much Shapton glass stones, just thicker. From what I can tell, they feel the exact same. I'm seeing no difference from my own experience using these versus the glass. I am going to, in my free time, try them on some more carbide rich steels like that K390. I want to see how far I can take it. It was feeling pretty glazed on the 500, so I stopped and went straight to the 20 CV. Even the 20 CV struggled with the 8K stone. Again, that's a very fine stone, so it's not going to cut super fast, but it just didn't feel like it was doing a lot. I think we're getting more of a burnishing effect. like I have said over and over with the Shapton glass, I don't think they cut modern stainless steels as well as they claim. They're pretty soulless. They all behave the same. They treat every steel practically the same. I'm not a big fan of them. If you're looking to get these stones, I would encourage you to wait till some US vendors get them in stock. There's no sense paying the fees it costs to import them from Japan. They're nothing super special other than thicker glass stones. If you just gotta have a set of stones from Shapton right away, you can't go wrong getting the glass. They're the exact same stone, pretty much. I hope that answers some of y'all's questions. I'll have some more answers as time goes through. I'm sure I'll have these in a couple more videos. In the meanwhile, if you have any thoughts or questions, you can leave them down below. I appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a good one.